Hello, Maximilian. How are you?
All fine, thank you.
Good. So I'm happy to have you today because we're going to talk about one of the contributions you have done on the awesome notebook repository on NAS. And it's about one subject that is really like interesting to a lot of people, which is Hugging Face and the
Yeah,
natural language processing and transformers. So everybody is getting very excited about it, right?
yeah.
Because it's helping a lot on NLP and facilitating a lot, in fact. Who are you? What did you prepare for us?
So my name is Maximilian Frank, as you said, and um, I come from programming side, and I'm very specialized in data privacy. And when I read about big data and data mining, which is also a part of privacy, I actually came to machine learning. And machine
Okay.
learning was so fascinating because you can automate processes and give a computer something like an intelligence, because it's also called artificial intelligence. So I wanted to dig a little deeper, and I then informed myself what is the most capable model today of artificial intelligence. And that's the T5 model. We will also cover that today in this short session.
So you use this Hugging Face feature library, and can you tell us a bit about it? Like, what is it exactly? Like, okay, we know how to script and do scripting in Python. This is okay, but what does the Hugging Face uh, functions really do?
Well, Hugging Face is kind of the GitHub for machine learning. So there are several models stored, but they are open source. And the special about Hugging Face is they focus on machine learning operators. So they try to give you an interface which is not requiring you that much knowledge about programming skills or programming languages. So it makes it very, very easy for you to train a model, to deploy a model, and that stuff about artificial intelligence.
Cool. So really about facilitating access to machine learning here.
Yes.
Cool. Let's look at it then.
Yeah, I'll present my screen, then I'll start the notebook. You tell me when you
So
see my
you,
screen.
yeah, I can see. So you're in the
Okay.
black NAS mode. Nice.
Yeah, I love the dark mode.
Yeah, it's a badass. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Cool.
So
Let's look at it.
with this notebook, we try to demonstrate the Hugging Face API, and the kind of greater sense behind the notebook is that we have an artificial intelligence which judges if an idea is environmentally friendly or not. More
Okay.
details we see later on. I just want to cover some basic things about the T5 model. Currently, the T5 model is one of the most mind-blowing things which is there in the AI models, because it is the largest AI model trained. It's trained on C4, and that's about 11 billion parameters in the biggest model. So it's really, really capable of doing, yeah, nearly any natural
Yeah,
language
it has a lot
processing
of
task.
parameters.
Yes, that's a lot of parameters, and it takes very, very long time to download that 11 billion model.
Hmm.
So you can see that we use here not the T5 base model itself. We use a kind of version of the T5 model. A guy which is MRM8488 username on Hugging Face.
Yeah.
He he trained the T5 base model on the bool Q task. What is the bool Q task? It's simply
Yeah.
about answering questions, which is only if yes or no.
Yeah, Boolean question like yes, no, true, false.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think that is kind of the simplest way implementing in information science, because when you say, okay, especially in this case, we have an idea, we want to value if it's environmentally friendly or not, you only need a yes-no decision, and not a kind of it's half environmentally friendly, it's 70%
Yeah.
environmentally friendly.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
want,
I must say that. I've played with it, and it's funny how it's like triggering you the way you need to ask the question. The question needs to be asked a certain way if you want to have a correct kind of answer. So it tells a lot also about how to do, like how to play with artificial intelligence.
Yeah. When we look at the code itself, we first have to load the model, which is basically done in this part. What we do here is just pulling the model from the Hugging Face server and building a tokenizer out of it. So there's nothing special about that. If you want, you can also do your own T5 tokenizer and T5 model, which is also in the model scripted here. But we won't cover that in this session. We can try to run it also. First, we have to import a little bit because later we want to convert the string, which is the output of the model, into a Boolean yes/no statement. Then let's load the model, which takes a little time.
Yeah. And if we go like to the training and all, we can see. Yeah.
Okay, model is loaded. Yes, then right, as you said, the training is there. If you want, you can train the T5 BoolQ model further. I don't recommend that if you have a very, very short time available, because as I said before, the T5 model is a very, very large model. And to train it very correctly and to get a good accuracy of the model, you have to train several epochs, which takes even more time then.
Yeah, epochs are those those cycles of training, right?
Yes, really, that's cycles of training. So as you can see here, I set the epochs to 0 because we in this session don't want to train anything. But if you want, yes, I can give a short overview about how to train. What we basically do is we set some input streams, which are in this case JSON ALF files. So they are simple data sets of training data. And for each line of this training data, we tokenize them into a question, a context to the question, and the answer, of course. And then we put that into the model, and the model trains it, and that's simply the main magic. So you can see here that the Hugging Face API is really, really simplifying things down to the essential commands.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's very, very cool. As we can see here, we then turn the model back in from training mode into the normal evaluation method mode, because we want to actually query questions to the model.
Yeah.
So we also have to define a query function because the model has to know which question you're asking and which context the question is in. And what you can see here with skip special tokens or the other parameters is only for keeping the answer very short. In this case, only true or false. And that the rest of the output, like which words are important of the output, that's you can skip that because you only have one word as an output and you only need this word.
Yeah.
If you do larger natural language processing tasks, then you can change that. But for now, we don't need that.
We are keeping the things simple for now on this task as it's a simple yes, no, environmentally friendly yes, no. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yes. What is very important here in the query function is this string to bool function, because every transformer gives not a value back, it gives any value back, it gives a string back. And we have to first convert this string into a Boolean value, because actually we want to have Boolean values back. The thing is that the model doesn't return true or false, as we know from the programming languages. It just returns yes or no. But this method covers that, so we can keep our minds on other stuff. So, and
I guess this part can be simplified, I guess.
Sorry?
This part might be simplified, I guess, yeah.
Yes. So the last and maybe important thing is that we query the model with our ideas. What is important to know is that the model is not like a grown-up human. It's more like a baby human or a little child. So you have to tell the model exactly what you want from it. In this case, we have the question if the idea is environmentally friendly. And in this case, the word idea is referring to our context, which we are giving.
Very important.
Very important, yes. For example, as you can see later, when we say the context is that the idea is, for example, air pollution instead of riding the bike, then the model translates this idea in the question to this context and says, okay, the idea from the context is not environmentally friendly, as you can see here. I will execute this short code snippet to give you a short feeling how long it takes to query the model. Okay, it's quite fast, as you can see. And that's very, very special, because the difficulty with large model is that they not only generate a very, very accurate output, they have to generate it very, very fast, because otherwise, if you are deploying APIs or something like that, the user gets very, very angry. So it's a bad user experience.
Exactly. So that's a very fast experience we have here. Yes. So what did we have? We have the idea is to pollute the air instead of riding the bike. And the answer is bad idea. Yeah, yes. Of course. The idea is to go cycling instead of driving the car. Cool, good idea. The idea is to reduce transport distances. Good idea. Okay. Do we have some more?
Yes,
some more ideas?
You can suggest one if you want.
I don't know. I don't know. Let me think about it for a sec. I think I have some written. The idea is to buy an iPhone every 5 years. It's tricky, right?
Yeah. Let's see what it says. Good idea.
It's a good idea, because it's probably the if you put just the iPhone, let's say, just the idea is to buy an iPhone. Yes. Good idea still.
Okay. Maybe to say at this point,
to buy many iPhones. Let's say many.
Yeah, to buy many iPhones.
Yes, I get it. All right, so that's the thing. That's the tuning you need to figure out in the way you put the sentence.
Yes, as I said, that you have to think of it like a little child. To be very specific. Yeah. And another thing I found out about when experimenting with T5 base, it kind of seems that if it doesn't know something, it tends to be more yes than no.
Okay.
So if, for example, something is very unrelated, especially to this environmental task, then you can see more yeses than nos.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
And if you try like another idea, like the idea is to drink plastic bottled water.
Plastic water bottles.
Water bottles.
Yeah. Bad idea.
Yeah.
I think I think it's quite interesting because, of course, you have to be very specific, and you kind of need a human in advance to tell this little child the accuracy. But if you can say, okay, I got my main framework of this idea is blah, 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 then you can automate those things very, very good, I think.
Yeah. I think so. It's very powerful, and it's very amazing what you built here. I like it. And I think it's even more accurate having this kind of questions like, is it environmentally friendly? Yes or no? Because even myself, sometimes I can ask myself like, what is it like? Okay, so we can think of it as a first version of a template that can be used to build on top of it and to try it out. And like this is also the idea behind putting this template on the Awesome Notebook repository. So thank you for that, Maximilian. And that's very cool to like be able to see the work of people and be able to use it and try it on his own. So you can of course find Maximilian notebook. You can find it on GitHub under the Awesome Notebook repository on the Hugging Face folder. And you are now an official open source contributor of Naas. So congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. It's a pleasure to
Well done, man. Well done.